Welcome back to another episode of Joe the Window Guy. My name's Joe, and I'm here with my trusty assistant, Steve. Say hello, Steve. So in our first video, we went through the 4 signs that you might need to replace the current windows in your house. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and click the link right here, and you can go ahead and watch that video. It's up there somewhere, just click it, it's there. If not, we're moving forward today with the second phase of the window buying process. So once you've identified that you do need new windows, there's a lot of options out there. It can be very overwhelming. So today we're going to go through 3 things that you're going to want to keep in mind when you decide you need new windows and you're moving forward with looking for the right window for you. So number 1 is going to be window style. So what type of window you want. Number 2 is going to be material that the window is made out of. So a lot of different options there. And then number 3, we're just going to go over a few pointers as to how to find the right window manufacturer and make sure that you're getting a good quality window that's going to work best for your project. Okay, so the first window type that we're going to discuss today is the casement. Now, a casement is a window that's hinged on the side and it opens up basically like a door. Now, there's a couple different types. What we have here is pretty common. It's called a crank-out casement. And Steve's going to go ahead and demonstrate it for us. See, one of the benefits of casements is that they're so easy to use, even Steve can operate them. So you probably can too if Steve can. There's other ones that just have a push-out feature so that you don't have to crank it. But casements are great because they're one of the most efficient types of windows that you can have. They seal really tight. There's no really little cracks or seams that the air can get into. And, well, you got to be careful, I guess, if you're Steve. But there's also the great thing is when they close, if wind is coming up against them, it actually just makes them seal tighter. So they're going to even work even better. Casement. So the second type of window we're going to talk about today is the double hung. Now, this is a very classic looking window. It's what I personally think of when I think of a window. It's the picture that I have in my head. A lot of people like this look, this style, and it's also very easy to use. It's made up of 2 vertical sashes, one on top of the other. So the bottom sash can go up, and also the top sash can even come down, like so. Sometimes you got to worry about some nosy neighbors peeking around though, so boom, you can just pop it right back up, problem solved. There's also another way that you can permanently solve that though. There's something called a single hung if you prefer, where the top stays fixed and just the bottom operates. That's an option as well. So another thing that's great about the double hung window is its wash feature. So most of these windows, if you go ahead and open it up, they have a tilt feature. So you can just lift it up and it tilts in like this. So you can just stay inside your house. You want to wash the outside, they're all nasty. You don't have to go outside. There's bugs out there, scary clowns, whatever's outside. You don't have to deal with it. Just stay inside, wash your windows, and then when you're done, just tighten them back up. Pretty easy. Clean. So one of the other things I like about these windows is just that the operation is flush with the wall. So there's nothing coming in or out that could obstruct. Maybe if you have a walking path outside the window or something like that, it could be downright dangerous. Don't have to worry about that with a double hung. Nice and safe here. So the third type of window that we're going to talk about is called an awning. So an awning is something that's hinged at the top and it opens upward. It's a lot like a casement, which is what this window is up here, is a casement. This is just they're attached to each other, which is a common use for awnings actually, is in an assembly with another window. So this awning here, imagine a casement that's just tipped over on its side. So it has all the same efficiency and benefits of a casement, just doesn't have quite as much open area as the casement does. So people might use these like above a kitchen sink in a bathroom, just some place that you need venting, but you don't need all that open space like a casement. So for this next window type, we're going to bring it down a little bit. We're going to get a little bit more comfortable. And I'd like to explain why. Because we don't have a display stand for this one. So here we are on the ground. This is called a glider. Some people call it a slider, glider. It operates side to side, like so. It works pretty much like a sliding patio door. And it's basically a double hung tipped over on its side like the other one. There's not really that much to say about this one, so we're just going to lay here for a little bit and let you enjoy. First material we're going to talk about today is wood. You're probably familiar with wood. Wood comes from trees, like these on Steve's arm. We actually have an example of an actual tree though here. This is sort of part of a tree. You've probably seen trees. Wood is a great material for windows. It's one of the classic materials that windows are made out of. It's super sturdy, durable. You know, a lot of the houses around here, for example, are historical houses, so they love putting wood in there. It's just a classic look. There are some downsides to wood, such as the upkeep. Sometimes over time you might have to repaint them. You got to really be careful with them in the weather, but still great, sturdy, classic material for windows, wood. The second material we're going to talk about is probably the most commonly used material in window, which is vinyl. Now, vinyl is good for certain reasons, like it's pretty low maintenance, you don't have to paint it, things like that. It's really the cheapest option a lot of times. It's the initial investment at least. And there's just tons of options. There's tons of manufacturers, there's tons of different types. I can't even really keep track. I don't personally prefer one over the other. I don't know, Steve, do you have a favorite vinyl? Not the kind of vinyl we're talking about, Steve, but I appreciate your choice there. So anyways, vinyl windows though, there are some things, some causes for concern with vinyl too. Over time, they sometimes aren't the most durable. They might warp or they might change color, things like that. So they're a great affordable option, but not always the best quality option. So the next material we're going to talk about is fiberglass. Now fiberglass, it's one of the newer window materials, but it's also growing and becoming one of the most popular because it kind of has some of the best of both worlds benefits of the wood, the aluminum, the vinyl. So it's affordable. It's also very strong and sturdy, and it's low maintenance as well. This is a fiberglass window here, and this is kind of showing you how it's made. It's little strands of glass that become super dense at the bottom, become a really sturdy with material with properties almost like glass. It doesn't move around at all and things like that. It's been used for years in like boat holes and things like that. So you know it's a very sturdy, can hold up against the environment and things like that. And it's a really nice option for windows. Fiberglass. So another material that's commonly used is aluminum, and it's something that if you do want that wood window, that nice sturdy window, but you don't want to worry about the weather and things like that damaging the outside, what they do is they put an aluminum clad coating on the outside. Now you're probably familiar, some of you, with aluminum from soda cans. Remember those? Well, it's the same type of material. It's just used to protect the wood. And you got to be careful though, because they're not all created equal. Some of the aluminum cladding are actually only as thick as a soda can. Others are as thick as more like a quarter thickness, you know, very strong and sturdy. So I would recommend looking for a good quality one, but aluminum is a great option for the low maintenance exterior if you still want a solid wood window. Aluminum. So now you know the different types of window, you know the different materials used to make a window. So you should have enough to know what kind of window you want. The final thing is just you want to make sure you get a good quality product. So things to consider are make sure you buy from a reputable company, one with a good reputation, and make sure it comes with a good warranty. I mean, warranties are hard to understand, and there's a lot of fine print. Steve's trying to figure out this warranty right here. You got to look so close at them. Some of them will say lifetime warranty, and then you look closer and it's like, oh, lifetime's 20 years, or what, you know, it's very deceiving. You got to make sure you read them carefully. And, you know, it's one of the things that you want to make sure you get. I know that this is a lot of information and it can be difficult to navigate. So that's why we're doing this and that's why we're here. So if you do want more information about finding the right window for you, feel free to come see us here at Johnson Lumber. I'll be here, so will Steve. Here's our contact information. Also, we're going to be making a lot more videos like this to help you out. So Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the alert button, because you never know. You might get an alert one day and it might say, Steve's dating tips for singles, or you don't know what's going to be on here. Probably it's just going to be window related content, but you have to subscribe to find out though. So I'm Joe the Window Guy alongside Steve. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in the next video.